Okay. I thought I would do a follow-up video to the um Call of Cthulhu Classic Prop Set box that I just received. I wanted to show you how I've organized all of the props, and there are a ton of props in this thing. But I thought it might be helpful for some folks who might be wondering, as I was wondering when I started kind of digging into it, like, man, how am I going to organize this? What am I going to do with everything? Because I wanted to kind of keep it orderly and able to, be able to grab it when I need something for the scenarios that I hope to be running soon. So I went to Kinko's, which, yes, I know it's a FedEx office, but it'll always be Kinko's to me. And I didn't know what I wanted, but I started looking around and I picked up one package of these Pendaflex 2-inch expansion letter size manila folders. There's 10 of them in a package. This ran about, I don't know, $5-6. So I got 10 of those. And I ended up eventually getting 3 packages of these little 6x9 manila clasp pocket envelopes. And these were pretty handy, pretty nice. And I'll show you how I've used these. So, the way I've organized everything, it does not all go back inside the box. It's just too big, mainly because these Pendaflex folders are too large to go into the box itself, so they are completely separate. But I like the way that they're kind of designed, and I really like just all the little graphic stuff on this. It seems kind of neat, kind of cool. But I've got everything labeled, so I just wanted to show you how I've kind of divided everything up here. So like in these Pendaflex folders, I've got the Westchester House. All the handouts for it are in here. To include, there's clippings, the newspaper clippings and everything, which, oh man, that was a ton of fun. In the box, as you saw in the unboxing video, there was a 16-page broadsheet newsprint, and it was designed to be cut up. And the design on the thing was just absolutely brilliant because everything is double sided. So each clipping was specifically engineered to where you would get a clue on whatever clipping that you needed, and the other side, it might have some red herring material or something that maybe keepers can kind of spin off at the game as they're playing. But they it was so well designed that you were never going to have 2 core clues for different adventures on the same clipping. So super well designed. I loved it, and it was fun cutting it up. So Westchester House is in that folder. The Maritana is in this folder. This, for the campaign of Shadows of Yog-Sothoth, it's been broken up into several different things. So the Devil's Canyon scenario is in this folder. We've got Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight is in this one. This is something I thought was interesting, because I had some multiple scenarios, with the Shadows of Yog-Sothoth campaign, and some of these, there was just so little. It was too little, I thought, to kind of dedicate to a single folder. And so I put 3 in one folder here. So I've got the Watchers of Easter Isle, the Rise of Relier, and People of the Monolith. And so all of their things are in here. And here's something interesting, too. With People of the Monolith, it has the Unsprechen Kulten. It's a page from that. And this same page is actually used in 2 completely different scenarios. So as it's written, the German language page can be found in the scenario People of the Monolith. The English copy is in a completely different scenario. So what I ended up doing, and it even says in the handouts, it says, hey, keepers, you can use the English one in this scenario because that's where it's supposed to be. But in People of the Monolith, you could bring the English one, and as your players find the German version, if they make their read German roll, assuming the player is not authentically fluent in German, you could substitute out the German one for the English one and say, hey, you can read this instead. What I did is I did a double-sided color photocopy of the English one, and I already put the photocopied English one in here. So now with my People of the Monolith, I've got both copies, German and English. Since I don't need the German one in the other scenario, the original English one that was provided by, in this kit, that is with that scenario. What else have we got here? The Haunting, the Corbett house, which is also known as the Corbett house or the Haunted house in its first and second editions in the core game box. And some interesting choices were made with this because these are all handouts that we didn't see or use or have in the originally published version of The Haunting, which I thought were some interesting choices. They did not do a drawing of the lidless eye for the Chapel of Contemplation. Not in here. So, there are some other handouts online for The Haunting that you could source and kind of print off and add to your folder. So, so you could have a more robust version. And then, of course, I've got the auction, the classic, the auction. And I have decided I will be running the auction soon with some friends, and I'll be doing another video in the future where I kind of review the usage of the handouts for the auction and how it was received by the players in game. So looking forward to that. I'm going to do the auction, and I am going to do Paper Chase. That'll be just a quick one that I run with just one player. Okay, so speaking of Paper Chase, so I've got those 6x9 folders in here, and for some of these handouts, they may have had some items that were not newspaper articles, but they were just small, and so some of those are in these 6x9s, but for the most part, a lot of these 6x9s, they just have the newspaper articles, and this way, they're fully sealable, and then that way the newspaper clippings don't get lost. So everything that I need for the Paper Chase is in here. Here's another Yog Sothoth part of that campaign. This holds everything for The Worm That Walks. This has got stuff for The Asylum. Here's another Yog Sothoth part here. Look to the Future. And this is the Madman. And I put, this is in Asylum and Other Tales. I note that because there is actually, and I forgot what other book it's in, but there is a second scenario. Oh, I think it's in, it's a short scenario in the core rulebook, one of the early editions, where they had a Madman. So I wanted to make a distinction that this is the Madman scenario that's published in Asylum and Other Tales, not the Madman that you could find in an early edition of the core rulebook. And then I still have all 5 of the prop folders that came in the box, but now I've got them dedicated so that each pocket is for one scenario, except for folder 5, which, came where the entire folder 5 was only for one scenario. But I've written on the covers and everything and on the inside to show what is in there. So this has the Rescue and the Valley of Four Shrines. So you can see the Rescue is here. Oh, let's see. I've got some others. I can pull these out. Underground Menace, Mystery Life. So I can put these with the others. I forgot that I put them in there. But see, the Rescue, it only has that this photograph which is so large, and I didn't want to fold it. So I didn't want it to be in one of those Pendex folders by itself. So it lives here in this pocket. But then I've got, Mystery of Loch Finn, Secret of Castanegro, and The Underground Menace. And these are all, available. Gosh, I forgot what supplement these are in, but I can put these out here with these other ones. Then this pocket has the Valley of the Four Shrines, which is really cool. It's got that Congo map, which is a bonus map, and this little hand drawing here, which is cool. All right, so that is folder 1. In folder 2, it's got more of the Shadows of Yog-Sothoth campaign. It's got 2 chapters of it. The Coven of Kenish and the Warren. Just tight enough. No real finger room, especially someone who's got fingers as big as I do. So we can see this in here. Here's the Warren, and this has got, here's all the Warren handouts. But this folder here, this is just the newspaper clippings for the Warren. That way they don't get lost in here. I've got some newspaper clippings here. And the game comes with these sheets that show, I'll do this as an example, but they show like where the clues are on those clippings. So I won't show that too much, but it's great to have those clipping cheat sheets, so the keeper can know exactly where those clues reside on each of those clippings. And as players, maybe if they succeed in their library use roll, you give them the whole clipping. And then, let them look at it for a couple of minutes. And if they can't figure out, what they're supposed to be reading, maybe the game master can kind of, lend a hand and say, hey, read this and this. So here we can see this has got a couple of campaigns. Black Devil Mountain, Gate from the Past. So Black Devil Mountain is in this pocket. Gate from the Past is in this pocket. And again, it also has one of these 6x9 pocket folders, which has just the newspaper clippings so that they don't get lost. Here in folders 4 and 5 are both for the Trail of Tsathoggua campaign, with 2 of the chapters in folder 4 and the 3rd chapter here in folder 5. So here in this one, we've got the 2 chapters, Trail of Tsathoggua, Curse of Tsathoggua, and we've got, Trail over here, only the handouts for it are on this side. We've got Curse over here, only the handouts for it are on this side. And again, it's got some newspaper clippings in the pocket. And then finally, if I can get it in here and get it out with my giant sausage digits. Come on now. Here we go. There we go. All right. So here in folder 5, which is a huge scenario, the whole thing is the haunted house. Both pockets, the whole thing, haunted house. It has its own 6x9 folder that has newspaper clippings only, and it's just got absolutely tons of handouts. This is by far, by a country mile, the haunted house has the most handouts that were produced. So that will be a super, super fun one to finally get some people to play and just really dive into that. I mean, that alone is probably, 4 or 5, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4, 4-hour sessions to play. So it looks really big, looks like a lot of fun. Anyways, pardon me. I just wanted to put together this short video to show you that what I did to organize and kind of sort my handouts so that I can get to them easily, and they're not going to kind of intermingle and mesh with each other. It made sense for me, and so if it makes sense for you too, hopefully this video helps. So thank you so much. Have a good day.